Mess it up.
Hello, hi.
Hello.
Hi, Mark. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I've been having issues with my Zoom. I went to one computer here. I'm at Beth-El and it didn't work. And then I went to another one. So hopefully this is going to work. I think I have double Zoom rooms. Okay, so view. Let me admit. 1, 2, 3. Okay, did I admit everybody? Am I missing? So Alyssa, Kelly, and somebody's hello? Hello?
Hi, Mark. I see you're not muted either.
Hello. How are you?
Not too bad. Thanks for turning your video on. I know when I teach a class on Zoom, it's the worst to have to just look at all the name blocks with no pictures and everything. You're like, are they even listening? You feel like you're talking to nobody. So I know that as a teacher, I appreciate when.
Yeah, I do a fair amount of presentations for work. So we use Zoom. So yeah, it's like I'm used to doing the camera. You always hate looking at yourself though. That's like the worst.
You know,
always like in your hair. At least I am.
I totally get that. But you know, you just kind of get used to it. And like you said, but yeah, it is hard, but I know as like the teacher, I know it makes a difference. So I know I appreciate you. It helps me want to stay present in the class when you can see that other people are staying present in the class.
Yeah. You get to see facial reactions.
Well, I'm usually looking at the book or something, but boost.
Oh, what's okay. A nightmare.
Hey, Jeremy.
Okay, there you are.
Hello.
I love it that you share your video. I keep going, I want to live in his woods.
Wait.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, yeah, me too.
Okay, I'm by the way, I think what I'm gonna have to do, I think I have multiple Zoom rooms running. And I don't know which one to close. Okay, here's one, so that should be it. Okay, so that may be okay. All right, I've had technical issues today, so that's why. Okay, here's Ron. Okay, perfect. So if everybody wants to turn on the cameras, I do agree with you, Kelly. It will make it also easier. I can see your mouth when you're reading and I can see what's really going on. So if you do not mind, okay, Ron, you do not need to share your screen.
I tried it, but share. Let's see what happens.
Stop sharing your screen.
Luck.
Okay, thank you. Perfect. And Ron, at the bottom of you should see a video. You can turn it on. Okay, so all right, perfect. All right, awesome. Okay,
do you prefer that we stay muted while you're talking?
Yeah, while I'm talking, that's fine. Okay, so I am actually in my office. So here, and normally I'm in the library where it's quieter, but if I just want to make you aware that there may be some traffic here a little bit, so just be aware of it. Hopefully it won't be so bad. I put a sign because I wasn't able to get connected in the library. So that's what I'm going to do. All right. Let me see. Do you have any questions about anything that we talked about last time?
I did. Let me go back because I've gotten sidetracked since then. I think there was a root word at the end of this lesson. It was on page 16. Did we talk about that? Was I just not listening when we talked about that one?
Okay, page 16, okay.
Yes.
No, we didn't talk about that root.
Oh.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Because I was like, there's no vowels. How do I pronounce that word?
We'll talk about it today.
Okay.
But let me see, any other questions before we move on? Okay, so this is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to introduce the letters first. So you're going to say, well, normally we do review. I'm going to introduce the letters first because a couple of them you've already learned, so you know them. Okay. And then we will do a review in a particular way. And so you'll see what it will kind of make sense. And then we will go over that root, okay? So that will be the order of it. So first of all, so some of if you go to page, and let me share my screen with you, in your book. I do apologize, today is kind of not the way I would like things to be, but hopefully we can make it work. So we have learned the letter Alef, which is the first Hebrew alphabet. We have learned the letter Hey. What did we learn about them?
They're silent unless they have a vowel.
Exactly. So Aleph and Hey are silent letters unless we have a vowel, unless we add a vowel to them. So if I add, make it bigger. So if you look in here, so this will be A, this vowel is O, right? And this vowel is E, right? Because this vowel is A, the one on top is O, E, okay? So these are the three vowels that we learned. A, O, E. So this will be A, E, A. This is silent and ish. But right now, what I want you to pay attention is just that A, O, E. That's all you need to know. Okay, so this little line, this little T is A, the dot on top is O, and this one dot underneath is E. Now today we're learning a new vowel that is A. So this is A, and this is A. So every time, a way to remember the A vowel is that there will always be some kind of a line, and that could be a T or two dots, but that's the A. So that's a way to remember A. Okay.
So is there three ways of writing the A, or is there more?
Three ways of writing the A.
Okay.
Okay. Three ways of writing the A. Okay. Now, let's move on. And this one, yeah. Okay, so this is the letter Hey. If it is at the end of a word, remember what did we say? If it is at the end of a word, it is silent. So when you read this, this will be Sha and Ma. Got it? However, if it does have a vowel, then it has the H sound, like ha, ha, he, ho, who, and so on. So far we learned this one. So this would be what?
Ha. Ha.
Ha, and this would be
Oh.
and this would be
He.
E, and
He.
ha. No, this is ha again. And then this is
He.
Ha.
ha, silent, right? Silent. And this is also he. Okay, so I'm going to go over that again. Ha, ho, he, ha, he, ha, silent, he. Okay, so we learned the Aleph and we learned the Hey. Questions?
So the one with the 2 dots under it, it's never gonna make the sound all by itself.
Well,
It always has to have the,
Right. Right now,
Okay.
we're focusing on it as silent, but it's really not always silent. It's not.
okay. So, but just the majority of the time.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But right now, we're just looking at the silent.
Hey, we speak English. We're used to all the spelling exceptions.
All this.
I'm just
cra-
glad there's no spelling test in this class.
Right. Every language has its crazy stuff, like things that don't make sense, right? But
Uh-huh.
so we learned Aleph, we learned Hey. The next letters we're gonna look at. Actually, we can do it from here. Is the letter Nun and the final Nun. So this is the N sound, N sound. And the way I write it is, this is how I write the Nun, as a stick figure, like this, and this is a little bit longer, but it has to be straight, right? I'm not, okay? Now, the final Nun, it's just like this, and long. I mean, sorry, it has to be straight. Well, sorry. My writing like this is not very good, but let me try again. It's more of a line this way and going down. That's a final Nun.
So like
So
an upside down.
Perfect, right? Final Nun will be where?
At the end,
At the end of a word. So we learned, so this is the second final letter that we learned. What's another final letter that we learned?
Mem.
Mem.
Very good. So,
And just to verify, the final letters never have a vowel.
they never have a vowel, except for the final chaf, but we'll get to that.
Well, okay.
But they don't
But
have.
but final had doesn't have a different
Yeah,
look,
right.
shape to it, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so read line 1, Jeremy, read line 1.
Okay. Is it nay?
Okay, but the vowel is ah, so it will be.
Oh, oh, nah. It's
Uh-huh.
not. Yeah,
Very
sorry.
good.
And then that's nay.
No, that's a ni, e.
Ni.
Uh-huh,
And no.
uh-huh.
Silent.
No, this vowel again is ah, so it will be,
Oh, so nah.
uh-huh.
And then nay.
One dot is e, so it will be
Oh, yeah, is it nay?
ni.
Ni. Oh, so ni, sorry.
Right, because the yud is silent. Ni.
Yeah, ni.
Mhm.
That's silent.
Okay, so this is a vowel ah, so that will be
Oh, nah.
na, and this is the vowel ah, so this will also be,
Nah.
and this is the vowel ah, and this will also be,
Nam.
very good. Okay, got it? So again, so na, ni, no, na, ni, na, nam. So there are 3 ways of writing the vowel ah. Okay? This is
I was gonna laugh and say, hey, Jeremy, think of that goodbye, na 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 na. That's what I was thinking. So it's that right?
Okay.
And there's 4 ways that it's written here with the Aleph at the end. So you could practice writing na 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 with that to hear that sound.
okay, good. All right, so this is na, and na, 3 ways of the vowel. Okay? So I'm going to pause right now. And we are going to review letters and vowels, all the letters and vowels. Remember, I told you, I'm introducing the new letters, and now we're going to review all the letters and the vowels, okay? So, all right. So we're only gonna look at the letters and vowels that we learned, okay? So what is this vowel here?
ah,
So this will be, so we're only gonna, actually, let me do it this way. We haven't learned these yet.
is that diagram in the book?
What?
Is that what you're showing us?
That's not in the book. This is my
Okay.
own, this is just for you to review this. So if you look at line 1, this will be,
Didn't we learn ba?
we learned that. Okay, what is
Okay.
that?
Well, that one's but the second one's ba, right?
Oh, we learned ba, right? We learned ba. We just haven't learned va
The va and the ga.
and the ga.
Okay.
These two we have.
Just those two.
Okay, so we can try and do it together. So this will be
Ah,
ba,
ah,
Uh,
da,
and
ah,
okay, so we learned these.
ha.
So what I want you to remember is that this vowel is and that's what makes it ba, da, ha. Okay, so these are the letters that we learned. All right, over here, line 3. Be quiet. Yeah, you can just come in if you need to, but just be quiet.
No. No.
All right, so this one will be
Ba.
La. Ma.
ma, and this is the final mem, so it will be m. This is
Na.
na, no, right? Final nun, no. Okay, so ma, m, na, no.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna ask a quick question. Keep in mind that I teach little kids to read. Is it or m? N or n? Like, does it have the sound at the end?
Run,
N.
no, run, ton, it's n at the end, kind of like, and you know, you don't have a word right now to say it, so it's no. Okay.
No.
All
So
right,
it does have like the UH a little bit.
maybe, yeah, maybe.
Okay.
All right. So now we're gonna go to line 5. So now we have, did we learn the resh? Did we learn the resh? No, not yet. Okay. All right, so we have
Ta.
ra,
Ta. Ta.
exactly. So far, so good, everybody. You clear that this vowel is yeah? Okay, we're gonna move on. Okay, so now we have this vowel again. That line is also what?
Ah.
All right, so we'll do the same thing. Let's see if the line will align. No, I guess I'm gonna have to do it again. All right, I was hoping that it would align, but it didn't. So I am going to erase these two. And then we're gonna do line 1, 3, and all right, so let's do that together. Ready, go.
Ah.
Ba,
Ah.
ba, da,
Da.
Ha.
Ah.
la,
Ah.
La.
ma,
Na.
m,
Ma.
na,
Na. No.
sha, ta, ta.
Ta.
Sha, okay? Questions? Are you clear what we're doing now? Because I'm trying to review the vowels. Are you clear?
I'm clear and I'm loving this review. Thank you for finding extra resources to practice this with us.
Okay. So now we're gonna move on to another vowel. We haven't learned these yet, but we will. Now we're gonna move on. Oh, sorry. kind of slow my. All right. It's not working today. Technology. Let's see if it worked. No, it didn't work. All right, let's try here. It's not coming on. I do not know why, but okay. All right, it's not coming on today. So my plan did not work very well. Okay, we'll go over the book now. Hopefully we'll be able to do it next time. Or maybe towards the end of the lesson. So I do apologize for today. I really do. Okay. So you were asking me about this root. Lamed Mem Dalet. Lamed Mem Dalet. So this root means study, learn, student, all of that. Okay.
And how would you pronounce, is that a word in and of itself? The Lamed Mendalin?
It
Or is
will
it-
be words. There will be all of these words. Lilmod, limad, talelamed, talmud, all of these. So I don't expect you to learn all of these. This is just.
No worries. I was just curious, like if that was a word you could say. So like we could say shalom.
No, so you take the word, you take the root and you add patterns. So you can actually have lamad or limed. There are words that when you add the vowels, it will mean, lamad means I learned. Limed means taught, but it all comes from the same root.
So it could have different vowel sounds, but the same root
The same root.
or the same. Okay. That was where I was going with that. Like, how would I say that? You know, since it didn't show the vowel sounds, I wouldn't know because I'm not literate yet. But that answered my question. I appreciate you.
Right. So the shorish lamed mem dalet means learn or study, but one structure of the verb also means to teach. We all know that in order to teach, one must first learn. How appropriate that Hebrew points the way for us linguistically, right? That you have to, in order for you to teach something, you've got to learn it first, right?
Well, and I would also say I learned more while teaching than I ever learned while learning.
That's what I tell my son too. I tell him, if you teach it to me, you'll know it better. Because once you, yeah, I do the same thing.
Definitely learn more from my students than they learn from me.
Right. But I do want to tell you about this word Talmud, or we say Talmud, right? Talmud is the authoritative compendium of oral law. So, you know, in Judaism, we have written law and we have oral law, right? So the written law is the Torah, right? The written law is the Torah. And then the rabbis, you know, had to interpret some of these laws to make it easier for us to understand what we need to do. Also, what the rabbis did, they created all these fences, you know, around what it's in the Torah to make sure that we will not break that law that it is. So for example, you know, in the Torah, it says, do not boil a kid in its mother's milk, right? That's what the Torah says. Okay, do not boil a kid in its mother's milk. So what does that mean? Now that's where we have all the kosher laws that have to do with dairy and meat, right? Everything. They created all these fences right around it. So we do not break that law. So some of the fences that we have is true. It says that we should not be cooking, right? We should not cook it together. right? We shouldn't cook it together, but we don't just not cook it together, we don't eat it together, right? Now, it doesn't say anything about chicken, right? But chicken has the same texture as meat. So if in order for us not to be confused, we don't also eat meat, chicken and cheese, right? We don't do that. So like hamburgers, we cannot eat hamburgers. Chicken with melted cheese, we cannot eat that, right? We can't eat that. Now, the people that become even more strict, right? They have separate dishes, separate kitchens. It just depends how strict you want to be, when you're observing this law. So the point is that the Talmud is the oral Torah. And these are the laws that the rabbis turn around and interpret the Torah for us to make it easier for us to understand what we need to do. So that's really what the Talmud does. In our morning liturgy, we find a section from the Talmud that lists the commandments for which one enjoys the fruit in this world, while the principle remains for all eternity. At the end of that list, we find the Talmud Torah Keneged Kulam, and the study of Torah is equal to them all. The assumption is that the study of Torah is equal to all the other commandments because study leads to them all. So we have to study the Torah first, right, and understand them, and then it will be the practice of it, right? So we have to understand it. So let me just shut the door. So one tradition places profound significance on study and learning. In contemporary times, that emphasis expanded beyond Talmud Torah, which include areas of all academic endeavors. So obviously learning and studying, and there is a prayer that's called the Haftarah. We'll talk about that. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your might, and with all your soul. And parents are commanded to teach their children, right, the Torah and the love of God. So learning and studying and all of that comes from the Torah. Okay. Any questions about this root?
Can you read those on the top of the page there? Go up.
These words?
I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce all that, like to learn, you taught, to teach.
Okay. So lilmod, madita. The reason why you guys are not able to read them yet, because you haven't learned all the vowels. So it makes it a little bit more difficult, but I will read them for you. Lilmod, which is to learn. Limadita, you taught. Lelamed is to teach. Talmud is Talmud, right? So we haven't learned the vowel U yet, right? Talmid is a male student. Talmida, female students. Talmidim is students. And Talmud Torah is learning of the Torah.
Repeat the one for to learn. I'm trying to.
To learn, lilmod.
Lila Mood, is that how you pronounce that?
Lilmod, because this is an O. Lilmod.
Oh, so you don't pronounce the second.
Right. Remember.
Okay, Limod.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember, this vowel is silent. So it's lilmod.
So it's just Limod.
Lilmod.
So
Okay.
I think, Ron, if I were to transliterate that, that would be Leelmod.
Right.
Oh, that's the part I was getting confused when you said Lel. So you're Leo mode. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I understand that. Okay.
It's just
What
hard to
about
hear because she's so used to saying it. So she doesn't say the second L really hard. She says it nice and soft because she's used to saying it.
Now, what about do to teach?
Lelamed. So now this becomes an S. So we have not gone to that yet. So this one here, okay. Over here it is silent, but over here it is a short E.
Okay.
So it would be lelamed.
All right.
Okay, so that's what we have not gone there yet. We went over these letters. Let me see. Oh, look at this. This came on, but this didn't come on. me see if I have the vowel E. Okay, so let me go over here because we learned this. I'm sorry, it came on, so I want to review this again. All right, so this is the vowel O. Remember we learned that? But this is also the vowel O. That dot is an O. So one dot, O, and this is bow. O and bow. So there are two ways. So a way to remember, again, you can write for yourself, whenever there is, so the vowel O will always be a dot on top. O on top. So that's how you can remember it. The dot is on top. So the dot is on top here, and it is on top here. That's a way to remember it. So now
No, is that the vav that we write that over?
that's a vav.
Okay.
But
But it doesn't make
the way,
it doesn't make the V sound when it has the O on top.
the rabbis decided to do that. I mean, or the reason why the vav was added is because remember, once they removed the vowels, there were no vowels. It made it easier for people to know, oh, now I need to pronounce it as O and not as ah or e or e. That's the reason why it is there.
Okay. No, so when we remove the vowels, that vav stays, right?
Yeah, so it's so
Okay.
I can write Hebrew, for example, when I write Hebrew. If I do this, okay. Okay. So the word is oto, okay? Oto, right? Oto, okay?
Yes.
If I remove this, when I read without the vowels, I will know this is oto. But imagine if we didn't have the vav, how would you know what vowel to put there? Is it O or is it ah or is it eh? You know, when you're reading. So the vav, that's why they came up with it, to make it easier for reading without vowels. That's the only.
But it shows up this way in like the Torah too, right?
Yes, it is in the Torah too. Mhm. But what you need to know for the purpose of this class, what you need to remember is that one dot is O, and with the vav like this, it's an O. That's what you need to remember. This is O, and this is O. All right? So now let's go down here. And we will review the letters and the vowels that we learned.
And how do we pronounce the name of this vowel? I know we don't need to know, but I'm just curious.
Cholam.
Cholam.
Mhm.
But it's just the H sound and not the phlegmy H.
It's an O sound.
No, the name of the
How?
No, it's a CH. It's cholam. It's cha,
cholam. It is the
yeah.
phlegmy H. Okay, that's why I was asking.
Yeah,
I'm still learning how to make that sound.
yeah. It's cha, right?
Huh.
Okay, so this would be what with a dot on top. That would be
Oh,
O, and this is
Bow,
O, and
No.
row,
and
ho,
O. Very good.
that last one, was it O or ho?
Ho, ho.
Ho.
It's H.
hi ho,
Ho,
Ha ho.
ho. Okay. All right. Number 3.
Low. Mo.
mo,
M.
Ah.
No.
no, na.
Mm.
Right.
Is it in or na? N,
No. No.
na, okay.
Okay. So we'll go to number 5, to line 5. So we have show. Very good.
Toe,
Toe and toe.
go.
So look at the shin. The shin has 2 dots, right? One dot is for the shin and one dot is for the O. So show. You got that? Okay. Okay, they don't have one. Yeah, they don't have one like that. Okay, so we learned the vowel O. Right, so let's move on. So let's do some reading together. Okay, so line 1, please read Jeremy.
Yeah, it's just ah,
Mhm,
and then it's o,
mhm.
and then it's e or a.
Good. No, no, E, very good.
Yeah, e, and then it's ooh, is that just og or
Ah, perfect.
yeah, and then e,
Mhm.
and then that's silent,
Very good.
and then um is it esh,
It's Ish.
ish.
Uh-huh, very good. Okay, line 2, Mark.
Um, uh, what's that?
That's a Dalit.
What? Ada,
Adam. 'Cause the-
Adam, sorry. Abba,
Mhm.
Abba. A is that an H? The
E.
I, oh, E,
That's a Mem.
Amen, Imam,
Ima.
Ima,
Uh-huh.
Ida,
So this is a final Mem. M. So it will be
M,
Im.
Im,
Mhm.
uh, At,
At. Uh-huh. Very good.
okay. Ata,
Mhm. Very good. So this word Adam, Adam would be what? You know? Adam.
Is that a name?
yeah,
Adam. So Adam is actually a person. So Adam, right? The name Adam or Adam comes from the Adama, earth, because Adam was created from earth, right?
I have never heard that. So we would look for that root, that Adam, in the root earth.
Yes. So the root means, yeah, it's earth.
Oh, I've never heard that. That makes so much sense.
Uh-huh. By the way, everything in Hebrew, like actually, if you study the deeper meaning, nothing is, there's so many words, it's not by coincidence why it was named this way or why we say it this way. Remember the word shalom, but when I say mashlomcha, how are you? It's not just how are you, I'm asking what your peace level is. So a lot of it is deeper meaning, right? You know, so
And was shalom also completeness?
yes, complete, whole and complete, yeah.
I will say, like, the things that you've been adding with the roots and stuff has really kind of affected the way I've been reading my other readings for the other class that we have. And just like looking at, like, because I know one of the things we had to read was the Shabbat one. And he was like talking about that Shabbat Shalom it's like not just the peace of the household, but the completeness of the family. And it was like, oh, so, and I thanked you for that. You may not have been there when I thanked you, but I thanked you for that today, or this week.
So remember, Adam, we say Adam, right? Adam, the first person, the first human being was created from earth, whatever that is. Okay, Abba is dad and Ima is mom. So I want you to remember these words. Abba, mom, dad. Ima is mom. Okay.
And thank you for answering the question I was going to ask. I appreciated that.
Mhm. Okay, line 3, please read page.
Shoah.
Mhm.
Amo.
Imo, it's E. Imo.
Shlomi.
Mhm.
Sha.
Mhm.
Da. Ba. Sha.
Ba'a, ba'a. Okay, and Kelly, number 4.
You know, I was going to ask a question on that third word in number 3,
Okay,
because I do struggle with the sounds, because I know that the 2 dots often blends 2 sounds. If it's the first letter in the word, does it blend the letter to the right of it?
so it blends with this one.
Okay, so that's why she said slow,
Shlomi. Okay, so I want
right?
to do something that have nothing. Okay, so sorry, I'm going to take you somewhere else. What is this word?
Ish,
Ish. And what's this word?
Ima, or Isha.
Okay, so Ish is a man, Isha is a woman.
Thank you.
Okay, now I'm going to try and write it for you. So let me see this.
Is that typical where they add the ah at the end to make it feminine?
Feminine, right? So look at this. Ish. All right. There is a yud here. Ish. And make it a little bit thicker, right? Okay, and then we have the Isha.
Must be me.
So sorry for my handwriting, okay, Isha. So if you look, so it says my internet connection is not stable. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, but I didn't hear you after you wrote the yud.
Okay, so we have Ish and Isha, right? Man and a woman. Okay, if you look, if I do this, the letters that are the same are the Alef and the Shin, right? The Alef and the Shin. Yeah. But then we have 2 letters that mean God. The Yud and the Hey. So the word Yah, this word means God. So what we believe, the Kabbalah says that when a man and a woman reside or get married or whatever, you know, God is in between them. Because there is the word Yah between the man and the woman. Ish and Isha. So they become one when God is with them. Yeah. Yeah makes it. Okay. So that's just something that has nothing to do.
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah. That has to do with Kabbalah stuff, right? It's got, so it's in, I mean, so remember, Hebrew is not a coincidental language. Like nothing is, there's a lot of thought that goes into the meaning of the words and what really goes on in the roots and the vowels and all of that. But that's just something else that I wanted to add since we're looking at it. Okay.
What is emo? What does that mean? I saw ima is
Ima
mom.
is
What,
mom or mother. You
oh,
mean
it's mother. On line 3.
Ima? Oh, Imo, that means his mother.
I'm sorry, it means what now?
His mother.
His mother. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So did you still want me to do line 4?
Yes, please, go ahead.
So that'd be oat, ba-oat, botot,
Mhm.
lomdom, no, lomdim,
Lamdi,
lomdim, and mila.
okay. Okay, all right, so remember that this vowel is ah, okay? All right, and we're gonna move on. Oh, before we move on, do you all know what etrog is? Etrog for Sukkot is one of the 4 species that we put together. It's a citron. We only use it for the holiday of Sukkot. I mean, people actually do make jam from it and stuff like that, but that's etrog if you see it in the holiday of. Now, the word echad, one. I want you to remember that, echad, because we say Shema Israel Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad, one God, one, Echad. So I want you to remember that. Okay, so Alyssa, line 1. I can't hear you, I'm sorry.
It's na, and then ni, and then no, and then na, and then ni, and then na, and then na again, and then nam.
Okay, very good. Line 2, let's see, did everybody read? Ron, have you read at all?
I don't think so. That
Okay, line 2, please.
Ana, Shana, Shanim, Nim, Dan, Shin.
Okay, and Paige, line 3.
Hold on one second. Mana,
Mhm,
Lan,
Mhm.
Nin,
mhm.
Din,
Mhm.
Min, Shin, Lin.
Okay, very good. All right, so the word amen, you know, at the end of a prayer, we always say amen, which means so be it, okay? So, but I'm not gonna go through that. I just want you to remember that amen means so be it, right at the end of a prayer. This letter is hey, and Jeremy, line 1.
Oh, ha,
Mhm,
ho, he, ha,
mhm.
ho,
No, 1 dot.
oh, he,
Mhm,
ha,
mhm.
silent, and then he.
Very good. Okay. Line 2, Mark.
Hameh.
So the vowel is ah here, so it will be
Oh. Hama.
okay. Very good.
Hone.
Mhm, very good.
Okay. Haba.
Mhm.
Han.
Hahon, because this is a
Hahon. Okay. Hahi.
Mhm.
Ha. Hatan.
That's a men. So
Oh, so Hameh.
Hamon.
Hamo.
Okay, Alyssa, 3.
Number 3. So it'd be ha. Is that the law?
Very good.
Ha. And then the next one, that's just he.
Yes.
So the next one, that'd be, is it ha ha?
Daha, because that's a dalet.
Oh, sorry. What was the Dalin?
Mhm.
Oh, so be. How do you pronounce that? I'm confused about that one.
Daha.
Sorry, can you say it again?
Sure. Daha.
Oh, Daha.
Mhm.
And then Hama,
Mhm.
and then Ha Sha. Oh,
It's one
Hashao.
dot. So if it's one dot.
Oh, it's E.
Mhm.
Ha Shio.
Mhm.
And then Ha Ma no, Hema.
Very good. Okay.
Can you
Um,
repeat the first word on line 3? I want to make sure,
Lan.
do that one more time.
Ha. Lan.
No.
So you're putting like the N sound on the end there. Is that
Yes,
correct?
it's an N sound. Yeah. Halan.
Okay, because that's what I wasn't hearing real well. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Ron, read number 4.
Ahad, Bahal, Hodo, Mahal, Hishi.
Okay, very good. Kelly, number 5.
Okay. So Naham,
Mhm.
is it Heat Im,
Mhm. Very good.
then Hamam,
Mhm.
and then Hashalal,
Mhm.
Hashalah, and then Ha'im.
Okay, very good. All right, so let's look at these words here. Haman is Haman. So if you remember the holiday that I told you about, Purim, with Queen Esther, Haman or Haman was the guy who wanted to kill all the Jewish people in Persia. So Haman. When we read the Megillah, the scroll of Esther, the story of Esther, when we're in the synagogue, when you're going to go to the synagogue for the reading of the Megillah, whenever his name is said, Haman, we use graggers or noisemakers and we make noise. Okay, we boo when we hear his name. That's Haman. Okay, Havdalah. And some of us call it Havdalah. I mean, that's how it's said, but it's Havdalah. Havdalah. Havdalah is a service that we do on Saturday night when there are 3 stars. Okay, when Saturday night, when Shabbat is over and we see 3 stars, that's when we do the Havdalah service. And that is when we separate the Shabbat from a regular weekday. We're beginning the week. So we kind of like ending the Shabbat, you know, and now we're ready to create. So that's the Havdalah service. What we do in the Havdalah service, we light candles, we drink wine, and we have some smells. But that's the Havdalah. It's the end of the Shabbat, separating between Shabbat and starting the regular week. So Havdalah, the meaning of the word Havdalah means separation. So again, all of this is for us to learn, okay, so God created the world in 6 days. So we're creating the world, we're creating in 6 days. On the 7th day, we're resting. God rested on the 7th day. We're resting. It's time to rejuvenate and all of that. And now we're preparing again. We're ending the Shabbat. We're separating. We're done with the Shabbat. Now it's time for us to create again. That's really the whole idea, the spiritual idea behind it. Okay. Haggadah, does anybody know what Haggadah is? Okay, so Haggadah is, what it means is telling the story of the Exodus from Egypt. When we have Passover, we do a Seder or order. We have a meal, right? We have the dinner. And then we read the story of Passover, the Exodus, the miracles and all of that. And this, in the book that we read it from, is called Haggadah. Haggadah. So if you want to write the words in English for you to know, Haman is Haman, Havdalah, separation, and Haggadah, Haggadah. Some of us call it Haggadah, but we're supposed to call it Haggadah. All right, any questions? All right, I think we are ready. Okay, so remember we talked about Adam, Aleph, Dalet, Mem.
Dalet, man.
Mhm. The root. Okay, so this word, can anybody read it?
Is it Adom?
Adom. Adom means red. And you know why the color of Adom is red?
Because the ground is red.
Because the ground is red, right? So look, earth, Adama, is red.
It's not red around here. It's brown. That was because my first thought was blood, actually.
Right, and dam is blood. Dam, again.
Uh-huh.
Mhm. All right, so
Holy
the
cow.
Shorish Aleph Dalet Mem means red, most probably deriving from the word dam, which means blood. Adom is the color of the stew Jacob was cooking when his brother Esau returned from hunting hungry and tired. Because Esau wanted to eat of that red stuff, his name was changed to Edom. His name was changed. Have you heard of that story? Okay, so let me just shut the door again, sorry. So we have, and I don't know if you know all of this, so we have 3 fathers, right, and 4 mothers, right? The 3 fathers are Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. The 4 mothers are Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel, right? So Abraham had a son by the name of Isaac, right? Abraham was married to Sarah. Abraham had a son by the name of Isaac. Isaac was married to Rebecca. Rebecca had twins, two boys, twins, Jacob and Esau. Esau was actually the first one who was born. Esau was the firstborn out of the twins. Jacob was named Jacob because the name, in his name, Jacob, it means heel. Heel like heel, like when I wear a heel, you know, in my shoe, right? And the reason why his name was Jacob, because he pulled the heel of his brother. He wanted to come out first, okay? But Esau was the one to come out first. Traditionally, Esau was the one to get the birthright. He was the one that was supposed to get the birthright. One day, Jacob was making a stew, and his brother Esau came from the field. And when he came, he saw that stew and he said he really wanted that red stuff. And Jacob told him, if you want that stew, sell me your birthright for that stew. So Esau agreed to it. However, Esau forgot that he agreed to it, okay? And when it was time for Isaac to give the birthright to his son Esau, Rebecca did not want Esau to get the birthright. She wanted it to go to Jacob. Jacob was her favorite. Now, Isaac was blind, and what Rebecca did, she wanted Jacob to trick his father and pretend that he was Esau so that he can get the birthright. So Esau was very hairy, and she had Jacob put some sheep skin so that he could look like he's hairy because Isaac was blind. So Isaac in return gave the birthright to Jacob. When Esau heard about it, he was obviously very angry, so Jacob had to run away. So Jacob ran away, and so on and so forth. So that's really the story between that stew, that Esau sold the birthright to Jacob. Okay. Anything else? I mean, I know I'm giving you all kinds of information. I hope it's okay, you know.
How do you say the new name? It's not Esau, it becomes what?
How do you say what?
The new name?
Jacob?
Esau's
What?
new name becomes what? His name was changed to what?
Oh, Jacob's name?
Oh, was it Jacob's name that changed?
Jacob's name eventually was changed to Israel.
No. So here it says, because Esau wanted to eat that red stuff, his name was changed to
Edom.
Edom. Okay.
Actually, they saying that Esau had red hair. That's what they believe, that he was red haired. That's why his name was changed to Edom. And he became a great nation. I mean, later on, he became a great nation. But also Jacob's name was changed. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Because Jacob wrestled with the angel of God. So the angel of God gave him the name of Israel, which means you wrestled with the angel of God. So that's why we are called the children of Israel, the children, because Jacob had 12 sons and one daughter. And we became, that's what we are all the children. We are all the descendant of Israel. That's what we are called, the children of Israel. All right, the Israeli equivalent of the American Red Cross is called Magen David Adom, the Red Star of David. The same 3 Hebrew consonants from the word Adam, meaning human being. In Genesis, we learned that Adam was formed from the dust of the Adamah, the soil or dust of the earth, possibly also derived from the word Adom. So we can read this. Okay. I think we will stop here, and next time we will start with the resh and the bet. We will start with that and this vowel. Okay, do you have any questions about anything? I mean, I know I gave you a lot of information today about a lot of stuff. A lot.
That's
No
helpful.
questions, but
The
I would say this
background-
has been my favorite class so far.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, the background information is helpful.
What?
The background information is helpful. Like it contextualizes it, stuff. It's good.
Right.
I really appreciated the vowel practice too, because I feel like we introduce a bunch of letters and we're introducing all these vowels at the same time, and it does overwhelm because you have to look in 2 places for the information.
Right. So what I
So-
do have, and I think I'm going to send this to you. Wait, let me, do you have a moment? I know our class is over. Do you have to go now to your next class?
No.
This year that class is on Wednesday, so we don't have a class after this.
Oh, you don't? Oh, okay.
Correct.
Let's see what that is. Okay, so let me send this, let me show this to you. I want to show this to you. And we're still just at the beginning. So remember I told you in Hebrew we have 5 vowels. A, E, O, A, and U. Okay, so far we learned A. So if you look at the A, this is A, A, A. We learned the E, E and E, and we learned the O, O and O. So that's what we learned so far. Okay. All right, so now this will be ha, ha, ha. This will be he and he, and this is ho and ho. Okay. Next week, we will learn the vowel E, which is 2 dots, 3 dots, and 5 dots. We'll talk about that next week. Okay. So I can send this to you either today or Tuesday. I will send it to you, but this is just for you to have it. We're not done with all the vowels. Okay. And I do encourage you at home to practice and to read and to go over the vowels and to listen to also, like if you can go on YouTube and listen to videos that go over the letters and so on and so forth, that will really make things easy for you. Because things are really just going to get harder and harder and harder, because once we're going to add more letters, more vowels, so there will be a lot more for you to recognize. Okay. All right, and by the way, I know for a fact that actually our first lesson is already uploaded on the Beth-El YouTube channel. I don't know about the second lesson, but I'll make sure that this one will be uploaded too. All right. Okay, any questions, anything? All right. If you don't have any questions, then bye, shalom. I will see you next Sunday. Have a great week, everybody. Shavua Tov, which means good week. Have a good week.
Mhm.
Shavua Tov.
Thank you. Appreciate you
Bye.
today.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Alyssa, do you have a question? Alyssa?